Hello everyone, Neve here, and this is part 2 of my very first deck declutter. And yeah, so I meant to have this video out yesterday, but I completely forgot to film it. I do videos on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and I try to do every Tuesday and Saturday. Last year I did every Tuesday and Saturday, which was awesome, and I've kind of been trying to do the same thing this year, but I went to go edit on Tuesday morning to have it up, and I realized I didn't have any footage because I didn't film anything. So I was like, oh shoot. So I'm filming this now, and it should go up on Wednesday. All right, so this is part 2 of my my very first deck declutter. If you haven't seen part 1, go check that out. I started off with several decks. I want to say there were like 5 or 6 decks that I really talked about, and I have a few more decks here. And yeah, so let's get into this. So the first one, I'll do this one first. Okay, so, and by the way, these decks, I'm not necessarily, selling these. It's kind of me mulling over whether I want to sell them or not, and maybe by the time I finish recording this video, I'll have decided whether I'm going to sell them or not. But yeah, so this first deck, and I'm also going to be selling the bags that I made for them. If I've made bags for them, they'll come with. Okay, so like if I have some mass market decks in here, I'm probably going to sell it for the same price. But you know, added bonus there is that you get the bag that I made for it. So there we go. All right, the first deck, and of course this is the bag that I made for it. This is let me open it up here. This is the Gentle Tarot, and this is the mini one. And I have the tin for it here, and the bag does fit the tin. So I have altered this tin a little bit. The deck itself is not altered and is beautiful. There's nothing wrong with the deck whatsoever. I have some of these upside down, but you know, yeah, there's nothing wrong with the deck whatsoever. Yeah, so I think first things first, I think this is a beautiful, beautiful deck. And I love the story behind it. I love the theme of it. I love that it was created by an Indigenous artist. And you know, there's so many things to love about this deck, and I do adore it. The artwork is just fabulous. But I've never been able to connect with this deck, and it's odd because like, I've lately been more into the more mini size decks or the smaller size decks, and you know, and maybe I'll give this another shot. I do love this 3 of Swords though, and this is 3 of Thunder. But oh, I know why I keep changing my mind on this deck when I'm like, oh, I do love it, but you know, maybe I'll give it another shot. And then I remembered what it was that just kills it for me. It is the court cards. I never remember, like I've had this deck for like 2 years now, and I never ever can remember which court is what. You know, I think root is pages, flowers are knights maybe, and hold on. See, I always forget. I've got to have all 4 types in front of me to remember. Yeah, and I had this all messed up. Let's see. And, you know, there is renaming of the suits. That doesn't bother me too much. It's the courts. It just, like, I can never, ever, ever remember what the courts are. And there's been times that I've been in the middle of a reading, and I thought, oh, I think these are knights and these are queens. And I thought this was like, I thought the flowers were knights or something. Yeah, I think I had pulled a flower card and I thought it was a knight. So I read it like it was a knight. And then it was like, wait, I think maybe roots are knights. And then it just completely, every time it takes me out of the reading, every time. And I just, I don't know what it is about those keywords, but I just never remember the quartz. Seed. Okay, seed is the page. Root is the knight. Flower is the queen. And harvest, I think? Yeah, harvest. Harvest is the king. If I have all of them in front of me, like all 4 different suits or, quartz in front of me, it doesn't matter what suit they're from, but then I'm like, okay, now I got it. It makes sense. Seed, root, flower, harvest. Okay, got it. But when I'm just pulling them in readings, I never ever remember. And I have gotten so angry using this deck. And I think that's kind of the opposite feeling I should be having with a deck, I must have shuffled in reversals on this, but yeah, so I keep trying to give it a shot, and it just keeps not working for me. And part of the issue too, part of my issue with this deck has been the form that I got. Now, I love the mini. I can't shuffle them. They're a little too stiff. And lately, I've been really preferring mini decks because I've been reading in a tableau style. And that's really conducive to small decks like this. So on principle, I should love this. And, I do in ways. But I think the biggest issue that I had with this was the tin. And that's why the tin's not even in here. I had to take it out completely. So, and normally I love tins. I really do. Normally I love tins. And there's also stickers in here. So if I sell this deck, I'll also give you the stickers. And there's the extra card. This is the extra lovers card. I'm going to pull that to the side. So I altered this tin a little bit because there was some padding at the bottom here. So you can see that there's padding all around. And then there was a layer of padding down underneath. The problem was when all the cards were in the tin, that padding at the bottom was causing the cards to be at the tippy brim of this. So it kept getting caught. Oh, I got the ribbon in there. It kept getting caught with the slide open thing here. So I would have it here and I would try to slide it off. And there would be 3 cards stuck in this. And I was so worried that I was going to destroy some of these cards on accident. So what I ended up doing was I took out the foam at the bottom. But it was all sticky down here now. So I used the same fabric that I used on the inside of this bag. And I do love the bag that I made for it. It's sketchy sort of bear with some Mendy designs behind it, and then this really pretty leaf insides. So I really love the bag. And then I went with kind of a burnt orange and brown, very naturey. I was really following the colors of this deck. Anyway, I used some of that fabric and I only had a little bit of it left. So and you can tell that it's, I hemmed all around it too. So it was nice and neat. And I placed it down there to just cover, and it's stuck down there because it was really sticky when I pulled up the thing. So it stays down there to kind of protect the cards so they don't stick or anything. So now the only problem is that when I put these in here, there's now a lip here at the bottom, and there was kind of this there before, even with the foam at the bottom. There was still a little bit of a lip down there, so the card still got stuck either way. As you saw, I put the extra card down there, and then I put the stickers on top of that. Then I had the ribbon over, and if it's like this, then the ribbon pulls out all the cards together. So even if I don't put anything under there, the ribbon does do a pretty good job protecting the cards so they don't go under the thing. See, and it's such a difficult time getting this thing in here. And then I can pull it up like that. So, it's fine. It's the tin was, and it's the foam. The foam in the tin, I think, was not a very good idea. And I have seen other people's tins. And they were different. They didn't have the foam. So I wonder if this was like the first design. This was a Kickstarter. So I wonder if they did another run or something with a different design on the tin. I don't know. But yeah, so anyway, this is the version I have, and I kind of hate the tin. I really do. I hate the tin. I'm sorry, I do. So I go back and forth on whether I want to give this deck up, because there's a lot about it I love. It's just I never use it, and I think I have a lot of bad feelings about the deck because of just the various issues I've had with it. And I know this is just a me thing. The Gentle Tarot is a wonderful tarot with a great creator, Mari in the Sky. She's a beautiful, beautiful artist, and I follow her on Instagram, and her work is amazing. And I've really considered some of her other decks, the grandmother one too. It's yeah, I just could not. I couldn't with the Gentle Tarot. So I think I'm going to have to sell this. So I will sell everything that's here. So the bag that I made for it, which I don't even use with the tin anymore. I mean, I will package this in the tin, in the bag. And it fits in the bag itself, so you can do it that way, or you can just do what I've been doing, which is just have the deck in the bag and leave it like that. Whatever makes sense for you, but I will include all three of these things in this. So I do think this one's going, and I'm considering a trade with the full-size version, if it's like, especially if it's the linen one, maybe. I'm considering that. So if you wanted the mini, I'm considering that. I might still come around to the artwork and stuff, but yeah. So anyway, so that is the Gentle Tarot. Okay, so what am I gonna do next? Let's do this one. Okay, so I have here, and this is the bag that I made for it. This is the Star Tarot. Here we go. And yeah, so this is the second edition, and I do have the big box here too. So I will, if I sell this, I'll sell the big box with it as well. And it does come with a book. It's quite hefty, and I've heard that the book is amazing, and I think I'm still gonna get, like, I don't think I'm actually gonna sell this time, but yeah. Contact me if you're watching this way in the future. You can contact me, and if I've decided to sell this deck, I will let you know, and if I still have it. So yeah, and if I do sell this, it'll be with the book and the box and the bag that I made for it here. So, which I love the bag. But so this is a beautiful deck. Love the backs. The edging is nice. The cards are way too huge for my hands, and they're really, like, I don't love the cardstock. It's not very bendy. Who publishes this? I forget. It is Red Feather. Red Feather does this one. Okay, so I'm not a fan of the cardstock. I'm really not. And that is part of what is deterring me from this deck. I love the art. The art is amazing. I like the symbolism in it. I don't love a lot of the Native American like depictions in this deck, only because, like, I don't know how I feel about it. It kind of makes, like, I don't know. I don't know if it's culturally appropriative or not. Maybe it's totally fine. I don't know, but there's something that feels off about it with me. But I love all the rainbow ones, like the rainbow cards. I love. Oh, and this was the inspiration for the bag. This was the card that was my inspiration for the bag that I created. So with that in mind, I think, the smart thing for me to do is to actually try my best. I was trying to say box, but try my best to do some sort of study of this deck. And I've heard the book is amazing. I just haven't had the time to really dive into it. And I've mentioned before on my channel that I actually do have I have difficulty reading. And it's kind of a learning disability. My form of ADHD, I find reading to be very difficult, and I struggle to get through it. And this is such a hefty book that it's kind of intimidating to me. So maybe that's part of it. Maybe this deck just feels intimidating to me, and maybe I'm using the potentially culturally appropriative cards as an excuse to not dive into this. So I don't know. So okay, as of right now, I'm not going to sell this. I'm going to try to do another year with this and see if at some point I can do some sort of study of this and see what I can glean from this deck, because there's a lot of beautifulness in this deck, and there's a lot of symbolism, and there's a lot of esotericism, and maybe high magic is what I'm looking for. Maybe it's cerebral. There's a lot to it that, and that's the vibe I've really been, gearing toward lately. I've been more interested in the more cerebral decks, but there's a blockage that I'm having with this deck, and it's this one specifically. So I think it's still going to be in my collection, but anyway. All right, so that's the Star Tarot. Okay, so I got a couple mini decks here, and I do think I'm going to sell these. And these are the ones from Rockpool. I love this style. I have a few of these decks. I like this size and this style. I really like the Divine Doors. This Star Seeds is okay. It's a bit weird. I mean, these cards are very, very, very basic. And in general, I'm not really a fan of front and back decks. Decks that have a back and a front. So I mean, in this case, it's pretty much all like this, because the backs don't really mean anything. They're just different, like night sky, galaxy, space kind of backs. Some of them have some images on there, because I think I saw a face on one of these, which I don't love. But yeah, it's generic backings with just phrases on the front. And some of these in this Starseed one is just weird. Some of them are fine, but some of them are weird. Blue Flame, Starseed, Blue Star, Gaia is fine. Strength, Observation. A lot of these are pretty good. Inner Alchemy, Reflection, Meditation, Abundance. I don't know. They're fine, but there's not a lot to them, and they're just okay. They're fine. They're just okay. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. So, and I got both of these from a Witch's Moon box or Witch's Roots, probably Witch's Roots, honestly. So I don't love the Starseed one. I like the theme of it. I like the galaxy theme. I like that. It's just kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Now the doors, the Divine Doors. I actually really love this deck, but I only love the actual door side of it. I don't care at all about the message on the back. Like, to me, these mean nothing. These mean absolutely nothing to me. Yeah, and I kind of, this is the whole reason I'm getting rid of this. So, like, this means nothing to me. But I like the door part of it, and opening a door. I like the idea of, like, pulling a door card, and that's, like, the beginning of a pathworking journey. We're knocking at the door, and opening it up and then starting the reading or the meditation. I love that aspect of this deck. And it's all sorts of different doors, which I appreciate. Yeah, I mean, I think what I want to do is I kind of want to just create my own doorway deck or something, or see if there's one that already exists that's kind of like this, but doesn't have these silly messages on the back that mean nothing to me. Because if this deck had just the doors here, and then the backing was just a uniform backing, and it was just a typical backing, I would keep this deck, and it would probably be one of my most used decks, honestly. But it's the damn phrases on the back that I just don't care about them. So anyway, so both of these are mass market. They're also both very cheap. So here's the thing. I am probably going to sell them together. And I will pretty much just ask for shipping, I think. Whatever the shipping cost is what I'll charge for this. So that's it. So there we go. All right, next deck. I don't know about this one. This is the Beloved Dead. Okay, so I don't know what I'm going to do about this. So I haven't made a bag for this yet. I have the sister deck to this, the tarot deck, which is the Relative Tarot, and I love that deck. Here is the Relative Tarot here. I'm just going to quickly pull this out. I'm not going to go through this because I'm not selling this, but you know, here's the Relative Tarot. It's beautiful. This is the mass market version. Both of these decks were independent first, and then this deck went mass market. And I am a genetic genealogist by hobby, a hobby genetic genealogist. And so I'm very into things like ancestor work and, you know, relatives, things like that. I'm very much into that kind of stuff. Yeah. And so I was really excited about this. And when I was getting back into tarot, probably like 5-6 years ago, something like that, this deck had just gone, the independent version had just gone like out of print. Like it had sold all that it was going to sell, and the creator wasn't going to create a new version of it. So I was like super bummed because I really wanted the Relative Tarot and its companion deck, which I don't know that the companion deck had a name. I don't know that they called it the Beloved Dead. I can't remember. But anyway, but I was so excited when it was announced that the Relative Tarot was going to come to mass market and be available. And the truth is that I actually rarely use this deck. And part of the issue is, and I know I'm talking about this deck instead of this one, and I'm keeping this one, but part of my issue with the Relative Tarot is, one, the size, and both of these have that problem. They're both quite, I mean, I guess they're technically standard tarot size. Man, what is it with all my decks and having reversals? Here we go. I don't read reversals, so they shouldn't be like that. But the cardstock is kind of thick and it's not very bendy, and the gilding is kind of that rough gilding that doesn't shuffle easily. So I've just had issues shuffling this deck, and that does turn out to be a kind of a big deal for me. If I have issues using the deck, I'm less likely to reach for them, you know? So, I mean, I've been a little bit disappointed with the mass market versions of these decks for just those practical sorts of things. And I also don't love the life path numbers on here. I know this was the creator's vision, but I'm not into life path numbers. So I would really prefer it if it didn't have these numbers on the sides. Like, they mean nothing to me. And, and I just find that frustrating. I find it frustrating. Yeah, so, but I love the images. I'm really considering trimming these down so that they're easier for me to use. Probably just the sides and the top, sides and the top, maybe part of the bottom. I'm not sure. Because the backs are easy to you know, deal with. It doesn't matter. You know, there's not like an image on the back that I'm afraid of cutting into or something if I edit or, you know, mod these, but yeah, I think I'm gonna eventually mod this deck, and I might like it a bit more. I still don't like the life pack numbers being on there, but it's whatever. And the book for it too also frustrates me, because the book doesn't, like, I would want to know more about the artwork. I want to know who this person is, because these are famous stock photographs of long ago people that we've seen these photographs in lots of different things. So, like, I mean, I think the hangman here is Houdini. Yeah. So, like, it would be nice if the book had actually, like, described what was in the card. But instead, the book goes into all the life path number stuff, which I just don't give a crap about, you know? And so I find that a little frustrating. But, yeah, so I'm giving such a good impression of who I am on this video, aren't I? I'm like, I hate this, and I don't, this means nothing to me. I'm really not this ornery. It's just, you know, I'm going over decks that I've had issues with. So sometimes these are issues that I've like mulled over for a while, and they frustrate me. And you know, so this is kind of a culmination of some of my frustrations, the decks that kind of frustrate me, you know. And so, you know, I'm a little bitchy. I'm a little bit ornery in these deck declutter videos, and it's no shade to the creators. Obviously, the creator of this, which Carrie Paris, the creator of this, I like, had a vision, and it just doesn't meld with my vision, you know. So and that's totally fine. It's just, you know, there are certain things that frustrate me. So the gilding on this one seems better, which seems like I should like it. The cards themselves they're still a little too thick, because the size of these are difficult for me to shuffle. Yeah, they're just too, I mean, I think they're standard tarot size, but because they're kind of thicker, I can barely get my hands around it. I have very small hands, and it's part of the reason I kind of prefer some of the smaller, like the mini decks and stuff. But, so this deck, it was the, sorry, my kid needed help with something, but anyway, so this deck was the companion deck. It was the companion oracle to the Relative Tarot. So I was really excited when this one finally came to mass market. Like, excellent, great. And I think it's the same one. And this one used photographs. I still think this might be famous photographs. I'm not sure. Or it was photographs of the relatives of the backers, the original backers. I don't remember. I don't know the story. You know, I'm probably speaking out my ass here. But anyway, I love the feeling of this. But there's a system to this deck that it's never, yeah. I don't know how I feel about it. So there's one card that's called the Throne card. And to me, I don't know, it means nothing. It's kind of a placeholder card, you know, and all right. I think it's just, I don't know how to use this deck. And I've tried to go through it, and there's some cards that are like, like, I don't know, there's different sections. All right, so let me see if I can explain what it is that's going on here. So there's active love cards, the beloved dead cards, and the beloved dead oracle. Oh, these are spreads. So there's two types of cards in this deck. Plus there's the throne card, which is its own thing, I think. But this confuses me. It really does. I kind of just want something that I can shuffle and just pull cards from. And, I mean, I think that it says that you can do that. But I think whatever system Carrie Paris came up with is something that just, it doesn't click with me. And so the act of love, yeah, the act of love cards actually say act of love on them. And so it kind of takes me out of, because I've tried to pull random cards for a reading and stuff, but because there are cards that are specific to a section, it kind of takes me out of it. Like, Because then I'm like, wait, am I reading these right? Even though they're my cards, so I can read them however I want, you know? But I don't know. It's something, the system, I think. The system is what throws me off. And the system is what I have not connected with. And that's why I've just never really, I've never really connected with this deck. I've had this deck and I've pulled it out maybe like 3 times, tops. And I've had it for well over a year. And I've maybe used it 3 times. So that's the problem. So I like the coloring of this one more than this one though. Because I think the original independent one was darker, kind of like this. And I wish these ones were like that, but it is what it is. I guess it doesn't matter if I'm going to be cutting off the edges, and I do think I'm going to do that. I'm keeping this deck, the tarot, but I don't know about this. I think I'm going to do the same thing I said with the Star Tarot and just keep it on my person for a while longer. I still don't even have a bag for it. Maybe I'll create a bag. That'll help me meld with it. See if I can understand Carrie Paris's system and work within that system. And if not, can I get over the fact that some of the cards are specific to something else, like that say act of love on there? Can I find my own meaning for those if I don't like Carrie Paris's system? I don't know. All right, so that is the Beloved Dead. It's still in limbo. I'm going to keep it for a little bit longer and see where it takes me. Okay, the final deck that I have here in my deck declutter, I am going to get rid of it. Get rid of sounds so harsh. Yeah, I don't mean to be harsh, but it is the Green Witch, the Green Witch Tarot by Anne Mora. I do like Anne Mora's work. Yeah, I have a bunch of her books. So, you know, I feel like I should keep this because of that, but like I never use this, and I've lost my interest in this deck. So it's a beautiful deck. It's pretty typical, and it's mass market. So I don't have a bag for it. I had it in a bag, but it wasn't a bag that I specifically made for this deck. It was kind of just one that I had. I mean, I did make it, but it was a generic bag that I made. So I have a different deck that's being housed in that bag now that I've decided that I'm going to give this one up. So it does not have a bag, and I cannot seem to find the box for it. I have the book. I just cannot seem to find the box. Hopefully I'll be able to find the box. But here's the thing. Because it's a mass market deck and I don't even have the box for it, I will make a bag for this deck for whomever wants to buy this off of me. And essentially I'll be selling the bag, you know, because this is a mass market deck, so it's readily available. So the price of the deck will basically be the custom bag that I make. So if you're interested in this deck at all, let me know, and you can let me know what sorts of things you might be interested in for the bag, any sort of symbols, and we can collaborate, and I'll go through some embroideries and see which one you're interested in, and we'll make a custom bag for this. And I just want to make it special because I did like this deck, and it was important to my practice for a while, but I think I just grew out of it, and I think I connect more with the Force of Enchantment Tarot, which has a very similar vibe to this one. Yeah. And also, this one is a little bit on the kind of Wiccan-y side of things. I mean, yeah, kind of. So, and I don't know. I think in general, I just sort of, I grew out of this deck. And I don't love the renamed, not court cards, but the renamed majors. Queen of Athmes, so Athmes for swords. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful deck. It's just, I don't know. I grew out of it. So, yeah. I like the 8 of Pentacles that's in this deck, though. This is a green man for the Fool. Okay. Yeah, the Harm None here, that's very Wiccan. Yeah, it is very, it's a nice deck. And it's beautiful. And I like Anne Mora's other work. I have several of her books. So yeah. So if you're interested in this deck, let me know, because I may still find the box for this. I don't know where it's at, but it's not in my ritual room here, at least. But it might be in my room, actually, so I'll double check there. But I will create a bag for this deck, and you can let me know what colors you're interested in, what kind of embroidery you want. And when I pick out the fabric that I have, and I pick out a few embroidery designs, we can collaborate. And whatever you're interested in, I will make the bag for it. So that is my that's my deal here. So I'll make the bag for it, and I'll sell. I'll probably sell this for how much it's worth on Amazon, because what you're really buying here is the bag and a used deck. So there we go. All right. So that is everything for the decks that I've had in, I don't call it purgatory or anything, but the decks that I've had on the chopping block, or whatever you want to call it. So we got the Green Witch with, may or may not have the box with it. If I can find it, great. If not, and then a custom bag, whatever you're interested in. I'm also going to sell these, basically just the cost of shipping. I'll send these together, just the cost of shipping. And if you want to buy, like, these two these together, or something like that. Oh, and I also have this one. This one I'm also going to sell, or trade, maybe. So this one I'm definitely selling. This one I'm definitely selling. These I'm definitely selling. The other two, the Star Tarot and the Beloved Dead, I'm gonna try to work with. I'm going to try to do some sort of study with, and see if I'm going to give it another shot, basically, and see if I can connect with them, or have a better understanding of them. Yeah, these ones are pretty cheap, but yeah, there we go. So this one will be the deck, the box, and the bag. These are just by themselves, just the cost of shipping, honestly. It would be a better idea to get both together. And then this will have a custom bag, the deck, the book, and possibly the box, if I can find it. All right, there we go. There was my first deck declutter. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you next time. Bye!